The thing that really delights me about Artlink is something to do with the power of creativity in people's lives. And some people are really committed and sort of engaged and have been all their lives and made it their careers, and other people have discovered things that they can do and love, and what a difference it makes in their lives. And we work with all sorts of different groups of people, and it has the same effect on people's lives. It can enable people to gain in confidence and grow, and once you get confidence in one bit of your life, it affects the whole of your life. And I think there's such delight in all the groups that we work with, and it's just a pleasure and a privilege to be part of it.
From my perspective as an art practitioner, I think the key is it's about sharing kind of your passion and passing on skills. It's about enabling opportunity and giving the people that we work with the chance to try something different, look at things from a different perspective. But because we've been doing it for quite a while, a number of years now, it's about the community, and it's about relationships, it's about people, and it's about friendships, it's about coming together, and it's just, certainly groups are different. Like today's group, it's kind of like various disabilities, wheelchair users and other sort of disabilities, and a wide range of age groups. But we're a really close group, you know, despite their differences. Within that room upstairs, when we're doing art activities, we become just, you know, the scratch group. And then sort of the other groups, sort of that looks after children, and then the sort of site support groups, it's about experience, and it's about testing and experimenting and having fun and making it relatable, but at the same time growing in confidence. And there was one girl from site support that we've worked again with recently, but we haven't worked with her for 6 months in summer. And we noticed a real difference again. She'd sort of gone back to being quiet and subdued and not very confident. But when we did a program of work, by the end of the program, she was running around the room, and you know, she has, you know, real visual difficulties. But that confidence, you know, to see that is a real compliment on you, and the sort of atmosphere that you create within the group, and you know, that these young people feel safe. And I think that's what Artlink does. It creates a safe space with opportunities for people to experience. The site support group, I remember we first started working with them when they were doing something, and they just started applauding each other. And we never had a group, you know, they were so supportive because they go through so much as a group already. They're already a fully formed group. But, you know, it's those, there are so many little moments that we get, like in every session, where you have these like real gems, where lovely moments. And I think that's it. It's just a lovely place to be, to do lovely things with lovely people, and people enjoy it, and they keep coming back. And I think that's the greatest compliment that we can have, is they keep coming back.
The main sort of point of all of our workshops that we provide is that no matter what your skill, where you are on the rung of, you know, art ladder, you can come and take part in everything that we do. The work that we do with Creative Connections, for example, is extremely important. There's nothing else like it in the city. So we work with individual participants on their own creative journeys, and local artists goes into the groups, provide materials, shows people how to use the materials and facilitates the session, but then they take ownership of like the specialism that they do, the work that they do, they plan their own projects. This has been going on for a number of years now, and we've got to a really good stage where other organisations are wanting us to get involved with their projects, and it's lovely to sort of see how people who have been with us from like the very early days in sort of 2016, 2017, they're still with us, and those journeys that they've made and the work that they've made, and it's a lovely thing.
It's the first place I've worked where I've felt that it's a cliche, but I am making a difference as such. And there's a lot of freedom to for us as artists to express ourselves through the activities that we do with the groups that come in, and it's lovely because you've sort of got a license to use your imagination and see what works, get to know the group and things like that, and that's what keeps me here. That's what I love.
I really like it a lot, and it's really fun because you get to draw and you get to draw, colour, and you get to find out more and what you can do with like all materials, and it's really cool to find out, and I really like it.
Some of my friends, I told them there was can do things on Wednesday. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm not missing art club to do anything else.
H7 Gallery is Artlink Hull's exhibition space, and we programme 4 exhibitions a year. It's really important that 2 of those exhibitions go to Hull or East Yorkshire based artists. The other 2 shows go to artists from outside of here, and this is really to kind of place our artists within this contemporary art landscape in the UK and beyond. The approach that we take when working with an artist is really important. So we really value the process that goes into making an exhibition or a new body of work. So we do all that we can to support artists throughout that period. And I feel that our industry is so outcome focused, whereas what I love about working here is that we put equal importance on the journey it takes to get to the exhibition. And my favourite thing about working here is that I get to approach artists who I really admire, and I get to say to them, use this time, use this space, use this money to do whatever you want, whatever feels right for your practice right now, and just see where it takes you.
We welcome all sorts of people into the gallery. It's a very inclusive space, and also with a real focus on access. So I'm really proud of some of the tools that we've introduced. Obviously there's always more work to be done. Things like a touch library, an easy read guide, our audio guide. It's just really important to kind of appeal and allow everyone who visits the gallery to access what's kind of being shown, but also to inspire them to be creative in their own right. I think the level of care that we give as a team, well, and also that I've experienced as an artist facilitator, just the support, so I've experienced it from both sides, and that the confidence and the experience opportunities that kind of are given. And personally, I've really loved working with a wide variety of artists in across different mediums, and learnt so much from them, and being personally inspired to get creative again. I think something also that I'm really proud of is how welcoming a space it is. I know the whole team put a real focus on that, both from an access point of view, but also just to make people feel like this is their space too, whether it's a time for reflection or whether it's to come and get involved. I truly believe that that's something that Artlink does really well, making people feel represented by what's on the walls, but also I think people can imagine themselves here, and we'll just continue to grow.
I think what's happened over time is that we begin to see things through each other's eyes, or we kind of pick up and carry along with us things that other people are doing or making. It makes Dreams part of a bigger community again, so we are our own little hub of meeting and chatting and making, but then we're joined to the bigger community that is Artlink. And I suppose the nature of of the exhibitions is really important, because they're the hub, they're the centre, and from that shoots out explorers or streams or different activities or programme. But with the artwork, a particular artist or maybe a group of artists at the centre, and that real chance to kind of engage with something in depth, I think that's so important. A number of times we go around exhibitions and look at it for seconds or minutes. So just to have that opportunity to look longer and then to add to it the next time and then to see it through other people's eyes is brilliant.
I love streams. It's such a lovely group of people, and it's such a lovely environment to be able to not only respond to works in the gallery, but also like think about your own work and your own development in new ways, and meet other people who are doing incredible stuff. Like everyone who's at streams are amazing, and their work is also different, and it's lovely to see what they do and they respond to streams with as well. So yeah, I really love it, and it's very unique to Hull as well. I think it's quite a nice quite a nice opportunity, I think, for people to get together in this way.
I really see each session as an experiment in the best possible way. It's not something that we're just doing on the fly. It's something that we're adapting constantly, and we respond to the group in the same way that the group responds to the work on display. The thing with 87 Gallery and Artlink is that the space that they give us is equivalent, is echoed in the space that we then pass on to the people who come to join us for the sessions. So, and the more I pick up opportunities to do workshops in other places, the more I value that support.
I've learnt so much from teaching the explorers about teaching itself, but also about like myself and my own practice, and I feel like I've learnt a lot of patience. The patience to kind of learn from the group as well. You learn your own patience about like working through ideas and like exploring different practices. Even though Explorers isn't that like classic education, you relearn how exciting that can be for a group of kids, like learning new processes, and they're processes that like I use in my practice.
We get to do lots of different segments of art, and when I'm at Explorers, I'm in kind of like a mindset where I feel like the work I've done at Explorers is better, and that since I've been at Explorers, my art has improved.
What I really like is that we get to see new sorts of ways to draw and just explore ourselves, like in the name, and just to find new ways that we can do things and like figure out new information and like learn from each other.
Something that really keeps me going personally and professionally is just the beauty of conversation. And every single week, after every single workshop, every event, I come home and I come away with at least one memory and a highlight. Sometimes it's like a small remark, something somebody said that's silly or hilarious. Sometimes it's deep and searching and meaningful, but whatever it is, it kind of always, I think, speaks to their generosity, and it kind of gives you those small moments where you realise you're sharing in somebody else's journey. Sometimes you're fortunate enough to catch a moment where you can see that something's changed for somebody else, like a moment of realisation that changes the way somebody feels about their work in those moments and who they are. And sometimes you just see that kind of spark being lit, and that's a really special and that's a really special thing. I think that the generosity of the people we work with really sustains us as individuals and as a team. The generosity of the people I work with every day, the generosity of the people whose journeys I get to share in, and the relationships that we build over time as a company and as a community, that's really the lifeblood of Artlink and 87 Gallery, I think.
It's like family, honestly, like just part of life now.
Those moments, for me, as like a photographer, when I see, like, when I'm teaching a session or a participant kind of brings me photos, shows me photos that they've taken, that interaction is like worth, like, it's like a priceless thing. That is the reason why we kind of become art practitioners, teachers, those sort of things, because it's imparting that. It's that experience where you get to impart the knowledge and the enjoyment and the creativity, and then they get to give that back to you by coming and showing you the photos. Like, that's a really satisfying experience. And I've had that a lot, not necessarily just explorers, like people who come into the gallery space and they're experiencing the artwork, and then they give you this feedback and they're saying, you know, I didn't even know the building was here, and I've just had this gorgeous afternoon looking at paintings. And it's hard to break it down. It's obviously all of those things. It's all of the interactions that we have all over the city, and all of those are worth so much. Like, they're unquantifiable actions, but they're like why we're here, because, and they're the reason why we do what we do.